Hello dears, welcome to the channel. Dears, today we are going to uncover one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1974 Lincoln Memorial Cent, also known as the 1-cent Liberty Penny. It is a small coin with a massive story behind it, not only as a piece of everyday currency but also as a highly sought-after collectible. We are going to delve deep into its full history, explore rare errors that make it extremely valuable, and discover just how much this 1974 penny could be worth today. Stick around as we reveal all the fascinating details, whether you are a numismatics enthusiast, a collector looking to make a big profit, or someone who's just curious about the value of those old pennies sitting in your drawer. Before we get into the specifics of the 1974 Lincoln Cent, it's essential to understand the broader history of the Lincoln penny, which began in 1909. The introduction of the Lincoln Cent marked the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making him the first historical figure to appear on U.S. coinage. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse front and initially had 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse back. This design became known as the wheat penny. However, in 1959 the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This version, known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, was used from 1959 until 2008. The coin featured the Lincoln Memorial in great detail, with Lincoln's statue visible between the columns if you look closely. The design was meant to symbolize the nation's enduring respect for one of its most revered presidents. By 1974, the Lincoln Memorial penny was a well-established part of American coinage, with millions of pennies produced every year for everyday use. However, the 1974 penny has some unique aspects that make it particularly interesting for collectors, which we will discuss in detail in the following chapters. The 1974 Lincoln penny retained the classic design that had been used since 1959. The obverse side of the coin features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, with the word Liberty to the left of the profile. The date 1974 is displayed on the right side, and the phrase "I in God we trust" is inscribed above Lincoln's head. On the reverse we have the famous Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Above the memorial is the inscription United States of America, and below it the coin's denomination is indicated as 1 cent. The phrase "E pluribus unum" is placed between the memorial and the country's name. One critical thing to note about the 1974 penny is its composition. For most of the 20th century, the Lincoln penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This composition was used for decades, but by the mid-1970s the U.S. Mint began to realize that the rising cost of copper could make penny production uneconomical. The 1974 penny was struck primarily in its traditional copper-zinc composition, but the Mint also experimented with an aluminum alloy that year, making a small number of experimental 1974 aluminum pennies. These aluminum pennies were never released into circulation, but some examples are believed to still exist, making them one of the rarest and most valuable modern U.S. coins. The story of the 1974 aluminum penny is one of the most fascinating in modern numismatics. In response to the increasing cost of copper, the U.S. Mint decided to test a new alloy aluminum. In 1973, the Mint produced approximately 1.5 million aluminum cents, intending to release them into circulation in 1974. The aluminum cents were lighter than traditional copper pennies and much cheaper to produce. However, the Mint faced significant pushback from various industries. The vending machine industry, for instance, argued that the aluminum pennies would not work in their machines, and doctors raised concerns that the coins would be difficult to spot on X-rays if swallowed. Due to these concerns, the U.S. Mint ultimately decided to scrap the idea of aluminum pennies, and all but a few of the experimental coins were recalled and melted down. However, some aluminum pennies escaped destruction, and a few are believed to be in the hands of private collectors today. These 1974 aluminum pennies are incredibly rare, and their value is astronomical. One of these coins could easily fetch hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars at auction, depending on its condition and provenance. Owning a 1974 aluminum penny is like holding a piece of U.S. Mint history. For collectors, one of the most exciting aspects of the 1974 Lincoln Cent is the potential for rare mint errors, which can significantly increase the coin's value. Here are some of the most common and valuable errors associated with the 1974 penny. Double die errors occur when the coin is struck twice by the die, leading to a doubling effect on the design. A 1974 penny with a noticeable double die error, particularly on the obverse side, could be worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity of the doubling. Off-center strikes happen when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process. A 1974 penny that is struck off-center can be highly valuable, especially if a significant portion of the design is missing. A die crack occurs when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack, leading to a raised line on the surface of the coin. These errors are usually less valuable than double die errors or off-center strikes, but can still fetch a premium from collectors. A clipped planchet error occurs when the blank piece of metal planchet used to strike the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a coin with a missing piece. A clipped planchet error on a 1974 penny can make the coin worth significantly more than its face value. If you are lucky enough to come across a 1974 penny with one of these rare errors, it's worth holding onto, as its value could be far higher than you might expect. The value of a 1974 Lincoln Memorial penny depends largely on its condition, whether it has any errors, and whether it is part of a special mint set. Here's a breakdown of potential values. If you find a 1974 penny in your pocket change, it's likely that it has been circulated, meaning it shows signs of wear. Most circulated 1974 pennies are still worth only their face value, 1 cent. However, if the coin is in better than average condition, it could be worth slightly more, typically between 0.10 and 0.50. Uncirculated coins that have never been used in commerce are more valuable. A 1974 penny in mint state condition, MS65 or higher, can be worth between 1 and 10 depending on the specific grade and the coin's eye appeal. As mentioned earlier, error coins can fetch a much higher price. A 1974 double-dyed penny, for example, could be worth hundreds of dollars, while an off-center strike or clipped planchet error might sell for between $20 and $200 depending on the severity of the error. The crown jewel of the 1974 penny series is the rare aluminum penny. If you are fortunate enough to come across one of these extremely rare coins, its value could easily exceed $200,000 or even reach millions depending on the specific circumstances of the coin. While most 1974 pennies are not rare or particularly valuable, there is long-term investment potential in high-grade uncirculated coins and error varieties. As the availability of copper coins diminishes, the value of older, well-preserved pennies could increase. Its market value is $670 billion today. In addition, the story of the 1974 aluminum penny continues to captivate collectors, and any new discovery of these coins would create significant buzz in the numismatic world. Even if you don't find an aluminum penny, holding on to high-quality 1974 pennies or error coins could pay off in the future as demand for rare U.S. coins continues to rise. The 1974 Lincoln Memorial cent may seem like just another penny at first glance, but its rich history and potential value make it an exciting coin for collectors and investors alike. From the experimental aluminum pennies to the valuable errors and rare varieties, this coin holds more than meets the eye. Whether you are just starting your coin collection or looking to add to an existing one, the 1974 penny is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Dears, if you found this video informative and want to learn more about coin collecting, rare coins, and how to discover the value in your pocket change, be sure to like, please.